en tu honor. ¿Por qué en mi honor? Porque eres la cuarta.
En mates nos hace falta la regla.
Esto es alucinante. La mitad del rollo de tener poderes es creértelo.
Hello, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you very much. What did you feel it was time for the craft to continue after 25 years from the original movie?
All the events that have taken place around gender, both, you know, in the United States and abroad, made it a right time to, the craft is a look at, you know, it's a movie about female empowerment. And I thought it'd be interesting to look at female empowerment through the lens of 2020.
What do you look for in a filmmaker, and why did you choose Zoe Lister-Jones to direct this movie in particular?
We look for someone who has a strong point of view. In Zoe's case, she also wrote it, so she had a very specific story that she came up with, which I thought was great. We look for someone who has a connection to the material. I thought it'd be more interesting. We didn't exclusively look at women, but I thought it would be more interesting for a woman to direct this than a man. You know, I've had a lot of success with actors as directors. Jordan Peele was an actor. Joel Edgerton, who did The Gift, was an actor. We're doing a movie right now with BJ Novak from The Office called Vengeance. And I've had a lot of luck with actors, and so based on that fact and the fact that I really liked Zoe's story, we took a bet on her.
In that respect, a couple of years ago, there was some criticism about the lack of female directors in Blumhouse. How did you take that criticism? What did you learn from that?
How did I take that criticism? Yeah, the criticism was, you know, I said something dumb. We've actually had a lot of, Venus Sood, we've had a lot of female directors before I said that, but I said this dumb thing. And anyway, it's what it did certainly is bring my attention to it. And since then, you know, we've worked with Sophia Takal, we've worked with Zoe, we've had, you know, multiple female directors in television on our series. We've had female directors in our Amazon 8 movies. And so I've made a concerted effort to work with more women directors.
The craft legacy is for the new generations, but many fans of the original film, of course, are going to watch it. What's in it for them? What are the connections, the nostalgia factor?
We put Fairuza in for them, and Fairuza has a connection to the story of this movie, and you know, one of the young people is connected to her, obviously. And you know, hopefully fans of the original movie there'll be enough connection in this new movie that they'll enjoy it, but there'll also be enough new that it'll feel like, oh, I get why they made this. It was worth seeing and worth making because it's different enough from the original craft that it deserves to exist on its own.
Well, the new film is rated PG-13. Was it important for you to make it more accessible for younger audiences?
It was. I wanted it to be, it's a movie about young women. I wanted young women to be able to go and see it. And so that's what we did. I thought that was important.
The Craft Legacy will be released on PVOD in the US, but in Spain we can see it in theaters. What do you make of this situation? I mean, is there a preferred way of seeing the film for you?
It's always better to see, you know, I'm always much prefer people seeing our movies in movie theaters. In North America, it was too complicated to put it into theaters. Mostly, I mean, honestly, because Sony is not able to, Sony doesn't have an agreement. The Universal has an agreement with Exhibition to do a shorter window, but Sony doesn't have that agreement yet. So it was too complicated to do here, but I'm very happy that internationally it's being released in a lot of markets theatrically, and I feel very good about that.
And you have a ton of movies in store as usual. How have you managed the crisis of the pandemic, and how do you see the immediate future of Blumhouse with COVID hitting the industry so hard?
Well, we put off a lot of our bigger productions, and we're starting those up. Although now that the numbers are going up again, I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but we're supposed to start those up January, February. So we'll see. We've been doing a lot more lower budgeted movies, and we've been doing a lot of our movies on streaming.
Tiene razón. La regla número 1 de la brujería es: si una persona es un peligro para ella misma o para los demás, se la desligará.
Ya estaba preocupada. Perdona, he salido con mis amigas. Nos hemos pasado.
¿Pero es que esto para ti es un juego?